At some point, you may need to print a document you're working on here in Word 2013, so let's talk about some of the print options as we continue to work with our Identity, Branding, and Style Guide document. All we're going to do is click the File tab and then go down to Print. Click that and you'll see a number of print options here in what we call Backstage View. I really like this new layout. Over here on the right-hand side, we have a nice preview of our document, and we can go through the pages using the navigation buttons down at the bottom. We also have a zoom slider. If you want to be able to really read the content, you can zoom in and zoom out by clicking and dragging that slider. I'm going to go right to 100% and navigate through the various pages. So when we're ready to print, we have a number of print options to choose from, and there are defaults that we need to know about before we go ahead and print. First of all, clicking the print button here will print one copy. You can see the number of copies set to 1. Of course, we can change that. You can use the up and down arrows or simply type in a number of your choosing if you wanted to. I'm going to leave it at 1. It'll go to your default printer. Mine looks like it's going to be sent to OneNote 2013 right now if I were to go ahead and print. You may see a different printer there. Clicking the drop-down allows you to choose any printers that are connected. Also, you'll notice down below some options for printing the number of pages. Well, in this case, the default is all pages, all 7 pages will be sent to the printer. If you were only interested in printing the page you're looking at, you would need to click this drop-down, and you'll see there are a number of options to choose from here. Just the current page or just this page is an option. And if we had, for example, some text selected in our document, we could print just the selected text. We don't, so print selection is not an option at this time. We also have custom print. So if you want to print maybe pages that aren't even together, choose custom print and then type in the pages. If you wanted pages 2 through 5, that would be 2-5. If you wanted pages 2 and 5, that would be 2, 5. And maybe 7 as well, 7, and so on. Printing one side is the default for me and my selected printer. Some printers are double-sided printers, and you have the option of printing double-sided automatically. If you need to print on both sides with a printer like I'm using, an inkjet printer, you might have to flip pages, and you can see there are some instructions here on how to do that. We'll leave it as one-sided. Now, collated is important if you're printing copies. So if we had, for example, set the copies to 5, we would not want 5 page 1s, then 5 page 3s, and 5 page 7s, etc. What we'd really want is collating. And the default is, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. But sometimes you do want uncollated copies, and you can do that as well. The default print paper size is, for this document, 8.5 by 11, but it can be changed from here. Even the margins can be changed, 1 page per sheet, and we can access page setup directly from here as well, instead of going back to the document and adjusting things like margins and paper size. Give that a click and it opens up a dialog box where you can do things like changing those margins, orientation. You can see the paper as well and the layout. We'll leave all of those as is. And when we have all of the settings that we want, we're ready to print this out by clicking the print button. I'm going to bump this down to 1 before I go ahead and print. So of course, printing is something that most people will eventually need to do here in Word 2013. Just remember, there are default settings you need to consider when you look at this Backstage View, and all of those settings are settings you can adjust.